about Heimdall. I have a book prepared, a very beautiful one, which I'm going to show you, and I'm going to read a bit out of it. So, it's a very pretty book. It's this one here. It's the Tales of Norse Mythology. Tales of Norse Mythology. Sounds very nice. It's nice and golden, and it's written by Helen A. Gerber. Definitely check it out. And what does it contain? It has some nice artwork in here. And it tells about the beginning and about all the different characters: Odin, Frigga, Thor, Tyr, Bragi, Idun, Njot, Frey, Freya, Uller, Forseti, Heimdall, Hermod, Vidar, Vali, the Norns, the Valkyrs, Hel, Egger, Balder, Loki, the giants, the dwarves, the elves. It tells a story about the Sigurd saga, the story of Fridtjof, the twilight of the gods. And there's something about the Greek and Northern mythologies. It's about more or less the similarities and whatsoever. Yeah, and at the end, it's just index, poetical quotations, the glossary, and the index. But today, I thought I'm reading a bit from one of my favorites from Heimdall. Obviously, I love Thor because, yeah, I like goats. So, Heimdall is defined on page 153. 153. So, Heimdall is defined on chapter 9. So, I'm going to try to read a bit for you. Not all of it, because, you know, there might be some copyright issues. So, I'm reading a bit from Heimdall. Heimdall, the watchman of the gods. In the course of a walk along the seashore, Odin once beheld 9 beautiful giantesses, the wave maidens, Gjalp, Greip, Egja, Argia, sky was so charmed with these beautiful creatures that, as the Eddas relate, he wedded all 9 of them, and they combined at the same moment to bring forth a son who received the name of Heimdall. Born was I mother's 9, son I am of sister's 9. Summoned Edda's Thorpis translation. The 9 mothers proceeded to nourish their baby on the strength of the earth, the moisture of the sea, and the heat of the sun, which singular diet proved so strengthening that the new god acquired his full growth in a remarkably short space of time, and hastened to join his father in Asgard. He found the gods proudly contemplating the rainbow bridge Bifrost, which they had just constructed out of fire, air, and water. The 3 materials which can still plainly be seen in its long arch, where glow the 3 primary colors, the red representing the fire, the blue the air, and the green the cool depths of the sea. The guardian of the rainbow, this bridge connected heaven and earth and ended under the shade of mighty Waldry Yggdrasil, close beside the fountain where Mimir kept guard, and the only drawback to prevent the complete enjoyment of the glorious spectacle was the fear lest the frost giants should make their way over it and so gain entrance into Asgard. The Rainbow Bridge, there's some illustration. Heimdall. The gods had been debating the advisability of appointing a trustworthy guardian, and they hailed the new recruit as one well fitted to fulfill the onerous duties of the office. Heimdall gladly undertook the responsibility, and henceforth, night and day, he kept a vigilant watch over the Rainbow Highway into Asgard. Bifrost, it is shone forth in brightest green, on its top in snow-white sheen. Heimdall at his post was seen. Eulenschläger's Pigot's translation. To enable the watchman to detect the approach of any enemy from afar, the assembled gods bestowed upon him senses so keen that he is said to have been able to hear the grass grow on the hillside and the wool on the sheep's back, to see 100 miles off as plainly by night as by day, and with all this he required less sleep than a bird. Amongst the shooting giants, wider known than him who sits unmoved on high, the god of heaven with sleepless eye. Lay of Skirna, Herbert's translation. Heimdall was provided further with a flashing sword and marvelous trumpet called Gilarhorn, which the gods bade him blow whenever he saw their enemies approached, declaring that its sounds would rouse all creatures in heaven, earth, and Thorpe's translation. That was a picture of Heimdall. I hope I don't butcher the names too much. To keep this instrument, which was a symbol of the crescent moon, ever at hand, Heimdall either hung it on the branch of Yggdrasil above his head, or sank it in the waters of Mimir's well. In the latter it lay side by side with Odin's eye, which was emblem of the moon at its full. Heimdall's place, called Himinbjörg, was situated on the highest point of the bridge, and here the gods often visited him to quaff the delicious mead which he set before them. 'Tis Himinbjörg called, where Heimdall they say, half dwelling in the rule. There the gods water drinks in peaceful old halls, lets him the good mead. Norse Mythology by R.B. Anderson. Heimdall was always depicted in resplendent white armor, and he was therefore called the Bright God. He was also known as the Light, Innocent and Graceful God, all of which names he fully deserved. For he was as good as he was beautiful, and all the gods loved him. Connected on his mother's side with the sea, he was sometimes included with the Venice, and as the ancient Northmen, especially the Icelanders, to whom the surrounding sea appeared the most important element, fancied that all things had risen out of it. They attributed to him an all-embracing knowledge, and imagined him particularly wise. Of Æsir he well foresaw, like other Vanir, Samund Edda's Thorpe's translation. Heimdall was further distinguished by his golden teeth, which flashed when he smiled, and won for him the surname of Golintiani, golden-toothed. He was also the proud possessor of a swift, golden-maned steel called Gulltopp, which bore him to and fro over the quivering rainbow bridge. This he crossed many times a day, but particularly in the early morn, at which time, as herald of the day, he bore the name of Heimdallinger. Earlier Bifrost ran Ulfrum's son, the mighty hornblower of Himinbjörg. Samund Edda's Thorpe's translation. And with this, we stop for today. I mean, there's so much more, but I should, we'll stop for today, because we don't want to make this video too long. Or shall we continue? No. So, that was a brief little reading out of the book Tales of Norse Mythology by Helen A. Gerber. And that said, I thank you all for watching, and whatever you do, I wish you a good night or a good day, a tight sleep.